I'm gonna try out. What's my phone saying? I'm gonna try out This Is the Police today. Um, I saw that. Who was it? KY was playing it yesterday, and it looked good. It looked really good. So I'm gonna give it a shot. From what I can tell, it looks like it is an old style police
Usually,
simulator.
before I go shaking my tits for the press, I like to go see how the professionals do it.
Oh,
Some might say the chief of police has no business in an institution like this. But in fact, it's the quietest and safest place in town. You won't run into any reporters, nobody gets into any fights, nobody drinks too much, nobody even raises their voice. The place is owned by an elderly gentleman who knows how to keep things under control. That's why I never invite my friends here. I wanted to make an exception for my 60th birthday, but most of my colleagues are young enough to be my sons, and they'd rather just hire prostitutes. Why stare at some boobs when you can take the whole package for yourself? But there's none of that in our club. Even looking too long is considered indecent. You can get an occasional glimpse, like by accident. The rest of the time you just pretend that you're immersed in conversation, or just come by for a drink. Doesn't mean these gentlemen wouldn't want their bald heads smothered in tits. It's just that nobody says it out loud. My younger colleagues might call it hypocrisy, but I call it the good old-fashioned manners. Good manners and leave the rest unsaid. She agrees to unbutton her blouse, and we agree not to pay too much attention. The girls are on a quiet prowl, too. They're looking for a way out of their cramped rooms. Maybe make friends with some wealthy patron with a pacemaker and dentures. Everybody wants something. But we have to control ourselves, or we'll all turn into libertines and prostitutes. Hell, if there weren't any rules, I'd be belching and farting, jumping up on the table, arms held high, yelling, "Shake it, baby!" No idea how I got so barbaric.
all right. Well, the hell does abbreviation mean? I forget. No, well. Day 1, July 15th, Monday. City Hall confirms rumors of Jack Boyd's resignation. Mark War 2 to be shown in Freiburg the day before the worldwide premiere by the mayor's personal request. Mayor Rogers, sex maniac?
When I was a kid, my father sometimes told me at bedtime that if I closed my eyes and didn't open them for a long time, all the demons would blow away. Yesterday I turned 60, but I still take his advice. Not because I'm sentimental. To get away from all the demons that haunt Freiburg, I'd need to wear a blindfold 24/7. Plus, it's a good idea to act blind when talking to reporters. At least that's what my colleagues say. They're afraid of press conferences. But for me, it's more like a confessional. No matter what lies you tell, you're privately thinking the honest answers. It helps me remember who I am. The fact that I'll be reading all about it in the papers tomorrow is a small price to pay. Call it penance for the preacher. This is the first time I'm afraid of those answers my mind has given me. Not because I'm mad I'm losing my job. Though it's true, I'm mad as hell. Not because I subconsciously blame everyone else. Though I damn sure do blame them. And don't even ask me what my next move is. I can't imagine. But even that doesn't scare me. The worst thing is, I know I'm gonna have to do something. And I'll be damned if I know how far I'll go. I may have a lot of vices, but predictability isn't one of them. I learned a long time ago how to drive away the swarming demons. But what do you do when they're trying to rip your soul from your skin? Shutting my eyes tight as I can. The best solution remains the same: play blind. I just hope the reporters think I was blinded by the camera flash.
Good morning. Yesterday, the mayor's office officially announced your resignation. Did this come as a surprise, or did you know about it in advance? Surprise. I thought I'd be working as a policeman another 5 to 10 years. I just want to serve the city. I was very surprised, of course. Do you already know the name of your successor? No. Of course not. I don't think the mayor's office knows who it is either. After the recent corruption scandal, your deputy Francis Kendrick said he was looking forward to resignation. If the mayor offered him your position, would that change his mind? Perhaps. I don't know. Sounds possible, if he thinks the new office would help him serve the city a little longer. Although Kendrick was acquitted, many still believe that the police, are cooperating with the mafia. Do you have anything to say about this? No comment. Usually I prefer to answer all your questions, but in this situation I've got to say, no comment. Do you think your personal relationship with the mayor could be the reason behind your retirement? Possibly. It's often difficult to say what guides policy decisions. Thank you.
How's the back today, Mr. Boyd?
Same as usual.
How did the press conference go?
You can read about it in the newspapers tomorrow. Don't let anyone in.
Even Mr. Kendrick?
Especially Mr. Kendrick. As soon as I heard the door creak, I knew what face I'd see. When I tell Emma not to let anyone in, there's only one man it could be. Rude, arrogant, no warning. That's Mayor Rogers in a nutshell. White summer shoes, white socks, white shorts, white polo shirt, and the white smile of a hungry shark. Mayor Rogers enters every room like he owns the place. Even the floorboards under his feet sound like they're creaking an apology. He never shied away from the odd corruption scheme. It's like the devil walks behind him. In the movies, the villains controlling the city play golf with the judges. Rogers plays tennis with them instead. That's about the only difference.
Jack, I was hoping to catch you after the press conference. You ran away so quick.
There's no smoking at City Hall. No reason for me to hang around.
Well, this morning I signed a ban on smoking in all public buildings. Soon you won't be able to smoke here either.
Soon enough, I won't be here at all.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. The people of this city like you, Jack. The police chief of all people. Don't betray that, Jack. Don't get wrapped up in any schemes. Sit nice and quiet for the next 180 days, and you'll be remembered as a hero. That's the only thing that you still have left. Be the hero.
Then how am I supposed to scrape together a retirement fund?
You had a million chances to secure a luxury pension, one that even I would have envied, although I've never set aside any money for myself. I'm not planning to retire anytime soon. "180 days of quiet, Jack. That's all I need. I don't have any problems with you, and you won't have any problems with me. I have a new assistant, Troy Starr. If you have something to tell me, call him. But try not to bother him. He's a busy man."
I'll do my best.
"And quit smoking at the office. One of my friends will be using it soon."
I'm sorry, babe. Only the mayor has this number. Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, is this Troy Starr?
Yes?
Go fuck yourself, Troy Starr.
Day 2, July 16th, Tuesday. Francis Kendrick could replace Jack Boyd. Head of Culture Department owns villa in Italy. Cleanliness of city streets increased by 20%.
Cops don't use the police station cafeteria anymore. There's some kind of stigma against sitting shoulder to shoulder with your partners. Everybody just takes snacks from the machines or grabs a meal and hammers it down in the corner like a vulture on a corpse. The main thing? Don't look into anyone's eyes. Could be construed as an invitation to sit together. The only people eating here are ghosts. My deputy, Francis Kendrick. He recently became one of those ghosts. The subject of one of the most devastating corruption scandals in the history of Freeburg. No evidence to support the accusations, but everyone knows Kendrick's days are numbered. I need that file I asked for. Needs to be ready tonight. Francis didn't say anything, but I understood. Ghosts aren't supposed to talk. Besides, I got a feeling he was already finished.
Would you like to receive tips about how the game works? I'm a 60-year-old police chief, a few months away from retirement. I don't need anyone telling me how to do my job. Freeburg PD organizes upcoming work assignments into shifts for today and tomorrow. Every shift, officers respond to crimes in progress, and detectives continue their investigations. You can freely move employees between shifts. All officers and detectives possess several important characteristics. Professionalism shows the overall efficiency level of your policeman. A figure of about 150 is considered average. Any policeman who falls short of this mark is not entirely reliable, while those who professionalism is considerably higher than average are a safe bet even in a pinch. An individual level of professionalism may rise and fall over the course of their career. Energy shows how tired your policemen are. The less energy your people have, the less reliable their work. And a policeman who is exhausted may fall asleep at the wheel or make a critical error on the job. Your employees lose 1 point of energy after each working day and restore 1 point after each day of rest. Your employees don't tell you everything. Some additional characteristics are hidden from view. For instance, some cops are lazy and will come up with any reason they can think of to take the day off, while others like to drink too much. You can only guess about these things, but you should be able to draw your own conclusions based on the behavior of your employees. Responding to calls is the bread and butter of police work. You'll need to send your officers to the crime scene before the timer expires. A mark on the map shows where the call came from. The farther away the destination is from the police station, the longer it will take for your officers to travel back and forth, so the longer your people will be tied up and unavailable for the upcoming week. The easiest way to determine how difficult a task might be is to check how many units you are allowed to send on the call. The more units you can send, the more serious the alleged threat. Particularly risky missions will give you the option of sending SWAT, but they must be accompanied by at least one officer. The number of slots is not the only thing to consider. Any available information from the location of the crime scene to the presence of weapons and so on. All of this can tell you how seriously each case should be taken. A mission might look simple at first until it turns into a brutal meat grinder, or a serious call can come in which turns out to be a false alarm. It is kind of a police RTS kind of thing. And I don't know why the SWAT are here for in the 60s. Hit and run, everyday mall. A married couple exited a convenience store and saw a van in the parking lot back over a homeless man who had been digging through the trash can. The driver jumped out to help, but once he saw that he'd hit a bum, he got back in the van and quickly drove away. What the fuck? He's 5? The Last Picture Show Theater. The theater manager reports that during a showing of Citizen Kane, a drunk man attempting to force his way into the theater carrying a snowboard decorated with the word Rosebud. When he was denied entry, he violently attacked the cashier and is currently fighting with the theater security guard. When everything goes well, the police capture the criminals and nobody dies, but the truth is, sometimes the criminals manage to escape. Just try to avoid any dead cops or civilians. Dead cops will hurt your roster, and dead civilians bothers the mayor even more than living ones. Offender escaped, officers unharmed. Oh, is that experience? Offender caught, officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. Armed robbery. 3 teenagers armed with a shotgun robbed a videotape store and made off with the whole collection of adult movies. The criminals fled in a car, but the store manager wrote down the car's license plate. The owner is one Janet Brown, who lives in the suburbs. Fight. Johnson, Jurgen, and Katz law firm. A brother and sister clashed with each other over the deceased father's will. According to one of the lawyers, we don't dare separate them, and our security guard is off duty tonight. Do I have anyone coming back? Okay, they came back. A passerby saw some teenagers attack an elderly musician, then run away with his guitar and his money. I can send 3 people. I'm gonna send 2 and hope for the best.
Looks like we have a situation here.
When your cops aren't sure how to proceed, they might contact you and ask you to handle the situation. Try to deal with whatever comes up, but don't waste all your time on this stuff. You have plenty of other problems on your plate. The vehicle in question is parked right outside the Brown residence. The sounds of moaning and loud laughter can be heard through the living room window. Turn the siren loudspeaker and shout that the house is surrounded. Sneak in the house with the open window. Knock on the door, open up, police. Offenders caught, officers unharmed. Okay, good. Yeah, I realize I'm sending more than I need to until I get the hang of it. Offender escaped, officers unharmed. Offender escaped, officers unharmed. Okay. I actually have to choose end of the day. I guess so. If you think you'll need a couple of extra hands tomorrow, you can order any cop to come in and work overtime, but if they're working flat out, they'll be much more exhausted. Somebody's bound to make a mistake. What happens if I don't tell them? Are they just like whoever shows up, shows up?
Used to be when I asked Kendrick to stay late at the office, he liked to grumble and crack wise. Nowadays, he doesn't have the strength for it. Slumped shoulders, blank stare, wrinkled skin. The past few weeks, I don't hardly recognize my old friend. In his younger years, he reminded me of a gallant royal officer in an old Kipling story. Kendrick isn't just crumbling under the weight of the public pressure, but from the shame of it all. Internal Affairs raided the library he inherited from his grandfather, hoping they'd find buckets of cash stashed in the pages. Heard about the look on his face, the fearless policeman standing helpless in horror. I've known Francis for 30 years. The past 20 years he's played loose with the law. And I know that at a certain point, every stolen dollar brings more misery than anything else. Probably sounds crazy, but I sympathize with the guy. What can I do? Your friends are your friends, and these are the waters we swim in.
Called all of the people on that list today. Now they know you're in business, so you could get a call from any of them. You don't need to worry about any of them. I've cleared them all.
And what kind of business are we talking here?
It's nothing too serious, just like you asked. Should be just a few small favors. Payments will vary depending on the situation and who you're dealing with. How much are you looking to earn?
$500,000.
$500,000? Why not a whole million?
Because everybody wants to take $1 million. Figured I'd try something different.
500,000 in 180 days? Well, you could earn it all above board if you netted all the big fish and hit all your bonuses.
Never knew you for a fisherman.
Well, you never got into my business, and I'm not trying to get into yours. But be careful about bringing in any other cops. Sooner or later, they'll put the finger on you. And one more thing, Jack. I remember what you said, but I should probably add one more name to that list. Christopher Sand.
Sand. Christopher G. Sand. Everyone knows the name, but few could tell you who he is. The old man stays away from the spotlight. Always wears old-fashioned jeans and knitted sweaters. Gives to charity. Rarely attends social events. An avid hunter, I hear. Even dabbles in poetry. You'd never guess he's the head of the oldest and most powerful gang in the city. Goes back as far as his great-grandfather. And Sand is strict about following the old rules. He rarely involves himself in commonplace murders and robberies. Hardly needs to intimidate anyone to get his point across. The people who work for him each have their sphere. They provide protection where needed, even work with the authorities when they want to make a deal. Meanwhile, Sand pulls the strings without getting his hands dirty. People sometimes mistake his quiet approach. A couple years ago, an arms dealer decided to expand its business without asking permission, and his whole family paid the price. In 4 weeks, Sand killed 31 people. Old men, women, even a few teenagers. And Sand's people made sure every paper reported it. Frank, I don't want to hear you say that name again.
Jack, please, listen to me. I'm in with these guys.
We agreed, Frank. That's not the kind of business I'm into. I don't go there. Never have, never will.
Construction of Cinema Museum postponed again. Francis Kendrick announces retirement date. Legendary singer Gearomatic comes to Freiburg. Joel, it could be anywhere from like 12 to 15 bucks, 18 bucks, depending on where you're going. For just the basic trim. When a police officer is too tired to be effective, he will ask for the day off. Sometimes officers will request days off even if they're at full strength. Some of the reasons you'll hear are far-fetched, while some are very serious. Don't overindulge your subordinates, but don't antagonize them either. Remember that everybody's got secrets, and you've got to make sure these guys have your back. In addition to their performance ratings, police officers also possess rank. Employees begin at the lowest level and can be elevated in rank with 1, 2, or 3 stripes. Once a week, you can pass out stripes and improve the rank of employees. If you think that no one is worthy of the honor some weeks, you can postpone the ceremony until later. Insignias won't go out until the people are ready. Employees of rank not only increase in professionalism, but also learn to command. Whenever a ranking officer is on the scene, his or her colleagues are more likely to perform better than usual. Sometimes when cops get rank, they start thinking more seriously about their service. This can mean less drinking and more time spent on the job. Some of them might even turn out to be dependable. Freiburg is not one of the cities where you listen to what they say or nothing. Wait, Freiburg isn't one of those cities where you listen to what they say or nothing at all. You can always select any song from your collection and play it at any time, just like in real life. Well, the life of your grandfather. Lemon Party? I can't see what the rest of these are. Piano Man? Monet, Piano Man, City, and Choppin'. Lemon Party. Oh, it's ragtime. Bud meets Bob, Bud Freeman. Sing 'em. Don't leave me here. Billabong. Nocturne in B major. Let's do Lemon Party. Let's learn how to hire and fire cops. Oh, am I supposed to click on affairs? Police station. Labor market. You have a certain number of paid job openings for which you can hire any available applicant. Job slots are separated between officers and detectives. Hire for shift A or hire for shift B. Want to free up a spot? Time to fire somebody. Hey, what's going on? Roy. Fire. If you have legal grounds for the termination, no one will say any questions. You might need to fire them anyway. Legality be damned, but that could land you in additional proceedings. And your other staff will become more worried about keeping their jobs than they are about actually doing their jobs. Another way to free up a slot is to have a police officer killed, but that's not really a valid option, right? Too old.
When she's back in town, now she can shimmy like Sister Kate. She's a dancing queen, fit for a king. Swing sweet ginger green.
Yeah, let's hire him. Dr. Debbie Flagalia. Lindman Skinner. Ruby Sims. I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just hiring people. St. John's Cathedral. We received a frightened call from a local cathedral. This morning, the abbot discovered that someone entered the old cemetery during the night. The old yard's tombstones are painted with satanic symbols, and some have been broken into pieces. It seems that there are even marks from a shovel, but the abbot would say no more. Vandalism. Atticus Tower. Businessman Harley Jones, looking out his window, saw two teenagers scratching offensive slogans on his new car.
Now she can shimmy like Sister Kate. She's just a dancing queen, fit for a king. Swing sweet ginger green.
Offender caught. Officer unharmed. Oh, good job. His name? Van?
1210 in progress.
Eddie's Burgers. Suspicious individual. A waitress named Milla reports that she just served a chicken Eddie and a Diet Coke to a dangerous criminal who she'd seen on television just this morning. The culprit is sitting at the window eating a burger. It's close enough, I can send someone out.
211 complete.
Offender escaped, police unharmed. Did he get positive or negative for that? Waitress had mistaken retired Officer Frank Nero for the fugitive in question. Oh, that's why we only sent one guy out. Oh no, we sent two, didn't we? King Louis nightclub. Mr. Boyd, my bouncer, stuffed himself with Mexican food again, and now we can't get off the can. Meantime, the line outside the club is stretching around the block. We need someone outside who can tell the cool guys from the punks. What? How is this even a thing? Here, Bushel, no. This guy'll do it. Drug sales. Christopher G. Sands Ice Arena. An anonymous call just came in. A clown carrying balloons at a skating rink is selling crack to teenagers. Suicide threat. A naked man carrying a canister of gasoline has threatened to set himself on fire unless his favorite chewing gum becomes popular again. What's this? Oh. Sorry, Chief, but I quit in one night. I pulled in more cash than I earned in a monthly working at this dump. Mr. Sorkin said he wouldn't mind taking me on. I guess I wasn't cut out to be a cop. Great. Thanks. Oh, I got some money out of it. But I lost a almost average cop.
Officer on scene.
As police arrive, a clown is seen making balloon animals for the kids. Carefully watch the clown from the stands, cover up in a raincoat, and pretend to be an illicit customer. Take the clown onto the ice and round up any witnesses.
1111.
Offender caught, officers unharmed. Suicide threat report. Offender caught, officers unharmed. Okay, good. Very unusual stream time. Yeah, a little bit. I spent the last, like, hour. Yeah, just about the last hour cleaning up. And I figured, I want to play games for a bit. So, I've been streaming for, what, about 45 minutes? Maybe I'll do another hour, hour and a half, and then, clean up some more. And then maybe we'll do some more tonight. I don't know. I haven't decided, but I gotta see, because I got a lot of computer stuff that I gotta find a recycling place to bring it to. So I may do that today as well. If they're still open after 5. Or research one to bring him. To bring him to. So this guy quit. This guy was fired. I haven't really done anything with Shift B. I'm really not sure how that works. Day 4, July 18th, Thursday. Feminist organization denied official registration. Rob is feared to reveal his identity when the time is right. Enemies using feminists to destroy Freeburg.
Whenever I'm alone at home and there's a knock at the door, I always hope it'll be my wife, Laura. She's always forgetting her keys.
Hello, my name is Steve, and you're Jack Boyd, is that right?
To get to my front door, the Bible boys walked about a mile from the local bus stop, jumping over mud puddles and skirting a couple of landfills. Laura doesn't go in for religion either, but according to her, these brave lunatics with their fake smiles deserve at least a minute of attention. She patiently listens to them, asks them questions, regales them with pastries, and never once dropping a hint of condescension. When I watch her do it, I've got to admit it gets me. I'd have hugged those boys, sat with them on the porch and lit up a cigar. But a month after Laura left, all I could do was quietly ask them not to bother me. Today I'm a little rougher still. Shut the door on his nose this time. Another couple weeks at this rate and I'll be greeting anyone who comes close with my service pistol pointed towards the sky, ready to fire my warning shots. In my life, even the basic stuff never goes like it's supposed to. Normally, when a wife is going to leave home, she'll make a scene, or at least sit everyone down for a serious conversation. But Laura just disappeared. The children in the stories always stand on the side of the mother, but all three of our sons supported me. The in-laws always blame the husband for making their daughter unhappy. But now Sally, Laura's mother, well, we sort of have a pact. The fellow Laura ran off with is young enough to be her son. I hear he's 30 years old. Of all the possible information a man can know about his wife's lover, I get hit with that. Fortunately, Laura's mother doesn't like the way it sounds either. Sally figures this guy just thought he'd have some fun with a mature woman, but he'll be back chasing college girls before the year is out. So we have an agreement. Sally's gonna track down Laura and try to reason with her, and we'll arrange a meeting. Meanwhile, I'm supposed to not do anything stupid, which of course means anything at all. It's a crazy situation. I'm the police chief, and the person I'm trusting to find my wife is an old woman armed with a phone book. But I can't afford to lose Sally as an ally. So for the moment, I had to swallow my pride.
Hello.
Mrs. Markham, this is Boyd.
Oh, is there any news?
That's what I wanted to ask you. Have you found anything? An address, phone number? Have you spoken to her?
Don't worry, Jack. I've narrowed the range to 2 suspects, or whatever you like to say at your police building.
At my police building, we find people faster than a funny old woman chirping on the phone with my wife's girlfriends.
Oh, you're an old man, Jack. Come to your senses. They'd give us straight odds on the street. But I've got more energy, Jack. Maybe you think I'm a foolish old woman, but I go to my book club, argue with the girls about Byron, and it gives me energy. I talk to my dogs, and it gives me energy. And you have nothing, Jack. You don't even have a hobby. You got no passion. It's why Laura left you.
Let's not go back into that, Sally. Find my wife, and we can discuss my hobbies later. I'm waiting for your call, and my patience is running thin. Laura, if you've stopped loving me, I'll let you go. I can't expect the impossible from you. Just don't let me die out here, okay?
I'm suffering from a severe anxiety attack and I can't concentrate on anything. Can I go home? I think her bars are empty. I can't really tell. I'll let her go. This game looks pretty chill. Yeah, I guess I see you figured out that it's not so chillish. I've been doing okay. And yeah, it started, it is getting kind of dark. It started with me doing a press conference announcing that I'm going to be retired. And I've got 120 days left to work on the force, and then I don't have a retirement or anything set up, so I'm trying to make $1 million before, or sorry, $500,000 before the 120 days is done. I listened to Lemon Party yesterday, so let's see what else we can find. I might as well go through them in order. City Hall parking lot. If someone commits a serious crime and flees the scene, the case goes to your detectives. Oh god, there's too many things going on at once. Hang on. A member of the city's cleaning crew saw an elderly man approaching some expensive cars in the parking lot carrying a long iron rod. The whole street could hear him shouting, "Bastards, thieves, bloodsuckers." Can I not send anybody? I guess I have to do this first, maybe. Investigations. They investigate the crime scene, interview witnesses, and gather whatever information seems pertinent. One of your detectives will be lead investigator on the case. You can assign additional detectives to any case who will work under the lead investigator or as subordinates. Oh, as subordinates. The more professional will lead the investigator. What? Oh, the more professional the leading investigator, the more effective the team. Sure. I don't know. There we go. So some real high-level guys up front. Let's do that. Didn't I not just send someone? There we go. From City Hall, a racist gang has recently made some trouble in the city. They're capturing black townspeople and beating them to death. They recently sent a message to a local radio station promising to kill all black doctors, firemen, and police. We don't need any more dead police, especially not mere months before the election. The racists are gaining more and more followers, and even some of our citizens support them. You'll have to fire all black employees in the next 2 days due to mounting racial tensions. No? That doesn't seem fair. I don't even know if I have any black employees. A gas station surveillance camera recorded a car that's on a stolen vehicle list. Is that considered black? Definitely him. Definitely him too, but why? Okay, that'll be alright, dude. Detectives have interviewed witnesses, collected evidence from the scene, and are pursuing the investigation. Expect results. Mr. Graham, a drunk witness. They drove by in a sedan, and they shot like machine guns. Like a machine gun. I didn't see much. Mr. Clayton, neighbor. I only heard a few muffled shots. Mr. Carr. He got what he deserved. He's been causing trouble for a long time, and recently there's been a lot of cursing and carrying on. Miss Cobb. I don't remember the car, and the neighborhood was quiet. I have never heard any shots. Mr. Carpenter. The police these days don't do nothing. I almost died myself. I went to buy some medicine and was nearly hit by some idiot's car. Okay. Black activist Ronnie Moore was found shot outside his home. How do you make money in this game? Corruption, stealing evidence? Yeah, so I think, from what I saw KY playing this a little bit yesterday. There's opportunities to help out the Mafia in exchange for money. And you can see how much I have here, and I think maybe you can get paid for doing things bad? I don't know for sure. Offender caught, officers unharmed. So, like, I definitely saw you can choose to sell evidence to, like, the Mafia and stuff like that. So, I think as the game progresses, we'll see a little bit more. But I was able yesterday, in the game yesterday, to send an officer to help out a nightclub. And he decided to quit and become a bouncer. And I got, like, a finder's fee for that. So, I think things like that are how I make money in the game. But suspicious individual, Desire Park. Corey Ramsey, mother of several children, has expressed her concern about a suspicious man wearing bifocals seated on a bench beside a playground. He's been watching the children for over an hour and has taken several photographs of them. Can you handle this on your own, please? Carjacking. The driver's nowhere to be seen. Search the car, interview eyewitness, wait a safe distance for the driver to appear. Offender caught. Officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. Cool. So occasionally, like you just saw, some of these calls will ask for me to make decisions. And you can see these are the guys going out to respond and come back. Offender caught, officer unharmed. Good. I'm glad she took care of it by herself. Ah, like this. Dragon's Lair Club. Mr. Boyd, I'm operating Freeburg's first martial arts club. And for my first exhibition, I want to hold a sparring match where one of my students takes on your toughest cop. After the fight, I'll teach your man a few tricks, something that will help them out on the streets. Yancy, go ahead. Do good. Oh, homicide report, let's see. Your detectives present frames, different versions of what might have happened on the crime scene. Got 3 new frames. Open investigation. If they get it wrong... Oh, they get it wrong half the time, but a good cop can separate fact from fiction. If they know how to look at case materials, the more professional the detectives working on an investigation, the better the instincts. To get to your suspects, you'll need to figure out the true sequence of events at the crime scene, using the frames you think likely, sometimes with a little guesswork thrown in. If you add up all in this, if you add it all up, but the sequence fails, you're probably telling the wrong story. So I would assume the guy leaves his house, the car drives up and shoots him, we miss something, and then he's dead? I don't know. Well, let's see. I guess there's more of that story while they investigate some more.
311A in progress.
A fight at Kevin's Throat Bar. A bartender reports that a couple dancers started fighting over tips and a cat fight broke out on the stage. Octopus Restaurant. A bartender reports that a fight has broken out between a patron and the bar's bouncer. The man, apparently drunk, had climbed onto the stage while a local singer was performing and tried to sing a duet with her. Alright. Chief, I just about nailed the Jap a couple of times, but he was too fast for me and won on points. I don't really understand all their rules, so I can't keep track of the points very well. But he was alright, even showed me a few tricks after the match. I got carried away a little and pulled my back. Think I can take a day off? I guess. I don't really have an option, do I? Alright, Kevin's Throat Bar. On the stage are 2 strippers going at it, and it's gone beyond arguing to a full-on cat fight. The bouncer is fast asleep, clearly too wasted to handle the situation. The drunken patrons are happily watching the fight. Shut off the music, turn up the lights. Listen, girls, cut the crap, it's gonna get serious. Draw your service weapon. That sounds like a bad idea. Shut off the music and turn up the lights. The strippers continue fighting, oblivious to the police presence. Watch them go at it, don't interfere. Ask the bartender for a bucket of cold water and throw it on the combatants. Step onto the stage and try and separate the girls. Offenders escaped, officers unharmed. How'd they escape if we went up on stage? Also, they keep getting negative for that. Send in SWAT, yeah. It'll actually ask you sometimes if you want to send more backup, but it didn't that time. Offender escaped, officer unharmed. Great. They get negative experience when the person escapes, so... Dude, my shift A is like stacked right now. Can I send him to the other shift? I guess not. Order to work tomorrow. Officer Blaine explains, I thought she was a suicide bomber. Retired police officer Thomas Blaine shoots pregnant woman. Mayor Rogers, the city has no problem with racists.
Why would a man need a barn? To store all the stuff you can't bring home. About 30 years ago, back when I was young and interested in farming, I carried all kinds of junk home. After a day in the field, I'd come home with buckets, shovels, dirty boots and clothes, and instantly transform the living room. But even back then, there's something I always kept in the barn. I stopped keeping my pills inside the house because every time I was about to take a triple, someone would knock on my bedroom door. Now they're knocking on my barn door. Well, fine. It's not every day that someone comes to visit your barn. In all the years we worked together, Kendrick never came to visit the house. We drank at bars, went fishing, went to the mountains, even chased off some poachers one time. But he never came for dinner with the family. We never watched football over here. And now he's brought his friends to visit my barn. I always try to look unsurprised, like it's an everyday thing to get visitors at the old barn, especially guests with their own personal bodyguards. But Kendrick is sharp enough to see he's caught me with my pants on backwards.
Sorry for the surprise, Jack. We saw you from the car. Figured we'd find you in here. I'm going in for a minute, fellas. These guys will wait outside.
How long you been dating the lover boys?
They're Sans people, Jack.
So this guy's corrupt.
So now you're appearing in public with members of the
And
mafia?
he's trying to get
Jack,
me,
I'm leaving tonight.
work with them.
More like fleeing. Jenny and I are taking the girls and making a run for it. Probably won't be seeing each other again. I've got new documents, a new name, a new life, everything new.
The papers say you're still working your last week for the department.
I've got to get out today. I won't be getting another chance. Don't know if you noticed, but the whole city is against me.
You told your mafia friends about your plans.
Jackie, if I don't fix everything with them in the next few hours, they're going to kill me. And not just me. My family, my relatives, God, Jack, I don't know who else. They found out that I was planning to run and they demanded that we close our contract today.
Your contract, Frank? Really? Is that how you talk now? Maybe you should call in the lawyers to straighten all this out.
Now is not the time, Jack, please. I have a commitment to them until the end of the year. They need an inside line at police headquarters. I can't just give them back the money. That's not how the mafia works. If I can't find someone I can trust tonight, I'm dead. You know me, Jack. I wouldn't ask you if I wasn't afraid they'd cut my daughters to pieces before sunrise.
He's the damn fool who puts his daughters in the crosshairs in the first place. Anyone in my place would have dressed him down good. But I didn't want to pile it on. Fate's already got this guy's soul in the grinder.
What do you think, guys? Should I help him? He's corrupt. He got caught up in a scandal. All the newspapers reported on it, so he's known as a not good person. I don't know. You guys tell me. You don't know who he is? He's this guy. Why would I help him? He would be an in to that particular mob, who I could hopefully get me some money. Is he my friend? I don't think so. Is he offering something? Just a connection. Don't help him, let him die. What's the summary on him? He's just not he's not a straight cop. He's a crooked cop who's, I guess, offering me the position of being in with these guys, but I'd also be in debt to them for him, so he could cut loose. Do not corrupt. Alright, it seems like everyone doesn't want me to help him out.
I'm not gonna lecture you, Frank. I don't think I have anything to say that you don't already know. I'm sorry for your family. I wish them all the best of luck.
Let's see. I really honestly can't tell if these meters are full or empty. Let's see. We did Lemon Party day 1, Piano Man day 2. Let's see. Maybe the game penalizes this form of morality. It might. I don't know. We'll see. No matter your personal relationship with the city's administration, your police station is at their mercy. In order to maintain reasonable working conditions, you have to send appropriate requests to the mayor. Affairs. City Hall. The decisions from City Hall depend on whether they're satisfied with your work. You can send requests every 5 days. The fools in charge of the city may refuse outright or accept only some of your requests, so only ask for what you really need. You didn't tell us about his family? Dude, they just told you about his family. That whole cutscene was about his family. Inside of it feels bad, but it's his own fault. Yeah, it is his fault. You think they were friends? Yeah, they might have been friends. Job slot. Request an expansion of your staff officer roles. SWAT upgrade. Request improved equipment for the SWAT team. Job slot detective. Request an increase in the number of detectives on staff and a raise. I can ask for a raise for me. Another officer slot. Eddie's Burgers again. Every morning, there's a dirty, piss-soaked bum sleeping at the cafe. The man refuses to go away and growls at anyone who approaches, scaring the customers. Tomorrow is the deadline to fire all the black cops. Here's your weekly salary. City Hall hopes we don't disappoint. Okay, so I do get a salary too, which looks like it increases my weekly monetary, or my total monetary amount over there. Touch of Dionysus liquor store. A witness looked on from her window while an armed man with a stocking on his head entered a nearby liquor store. Sounds like to me maybe we ought to send a few people to that. Residential area. A hot dog vendor reports that he saw 2 Elvis impersonators grappling right there on the sidewalk. They're swearing in Spanish and beating each other with microphone stands. What the fuck? I'm like running out of police officers. Offender caught, officers unharmed. Good. Come back home so I can send you out somewhere else. Why fire them? So that was explained yesterday. There's a racist group who said they're going to kill all black firefighters, like EMTs and police officers and all that. So City Hall said we have to fire them all so they can't kill them, basically. But the shop has 2 exits from which a few people have already fled. It's a robbery. Drive the patrol car right to the front window. Enter the store through the main entrance. Sneak up to the back door. The stick-up man noticed the police presence and took the cashier hostage. He's holding a gun to the hostage's head, shouting, "Back off or I'll blow his goddamn face off." Meanwhile, the cashier is yelling in an unknown language. "Quiet, Abdul. You're just making things more complicated." Silently take aim on the robber. You in the mask, shut your face and drop the weapon. The robber grows visibly nervous. "Don't shoot, please. I just need the money. I'll take a bit and go. No one was hurt." The cashier begins to cry. Shoot the robber. There's 2 ways out of this shop. Its cuffs are in the body bag. I'll let you leave here upright, but only if you release the hostage. Offender caught, officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. Good. You get in trouble for pointing out the fact that the school used to be segregated. I mean, I guess that's not a good thing to point out, but... Ernest Fitzgerald, Countryside. Jack, this year the organizers of the Golden Beast Hunt suddenly changed the rules of the annual shooting contest and now features teams instead of single competitors. Can you send me 2 of your finest marksmen? I'd really love to do well in the competition. It's really hard to read this against that background. I literally do not have 2 people to send right now. I've got 40 seconds. It's a hot one today, and a lot of people are going for a swim. Last week, 4 people drowned on the beaches of Freiburg, and the press was in an uproar. Please send someone to keep an eye on things. These are the only 2 guys I have right now. Go forth. Robbery. An antique Chinese necklace was stolen from Bao Ling while she was on the way to the pawn shop. I literally don't have anyone to send to this. Hang on. I gotta get people back in here. Destruction of property. Gallery of Modern Art. At the gallery exhibition entitled Sex Operation, a gang of young people in ski masks forced their way in and began smashing the exhibits, shouting, "We don't need this shit in our city." Holy cow. It's got 5 slots. That means it's going to be crazy. I wish I could send swap, but I can't. Fight report. Offender escaped. Officers unharmed. Great. There's 2 of you. Investigation has started. Bao Ling, the victim. Me and my husband got into a difficult financial situation, and I was going to pawn an antique necklace which had been in the family for many centuries. As I was carrying the necklace to the pawn shop, someone ripped the bag from my shoulder and disappeared. I didn't have time to do anything, not even cry out. Give me 1 second, hang on. I seriously can't read this right now. $13.66 or $13.60? Oh, is it really that bar? Nope, it's not the bar. That's not making the text any better, though. It's honestly making the text worse. Okay, great. Shit. Backlog. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Investigations. Let me cry out. Mr. Fishman. Hang on. Sorry, I was moving my chair a little closer to the computer. Yeah, I'm a little offended he doesn't want to go to sausage party with me. The offender was on a motorcycle. He drove down the road, grabbed the bag, and then escaped. I tried to race after him, but I didn't even have time to see if it was a man or a woman. Witness. I couldn't see his face, but he was dressed in a jacket, like those other bikers who hang around on the street corners. It was definitely not a local biker. They are bald and have beards. This guy looked Asian. Probably, Japanese or Chinese. I didn't see a weapon in his hands. I just saw him grab her bag and ride off. So that's her. And that's somebody. There's still watching the way to the pawn shop. Is that still her? Yeah, it looks like the same jacket. No, he's not going to see it. I was making a joke that me and him were going to go see it yesterday while we were talking about it. We did it, Boyd. We won. That Ernest really knows a lot about shooting, even though it taught us a thing or two. He invited us hunting to celebrate the victory, so we'll be taking a day off. We deserve it. Destruction of property. Offender caught. Officers unharmed. Good. Robbery report. We got 3 new frames. A guy on a bike. So I would assume the suspect is Kan Yin Lin, Chinese immigrant, recently expelled from the university. Looked like they got money. What do you call it? Experience. I also read that as BK, so your detectives have information on the whereabouts of the suspect. Sometimes there might be a number of locations to choose from. Chinatown dormitory. To carry out an arrest, 2 officers must escort the lead investigator to apprehend the suspect. If the lead investigator is not on duty, the arrest will have to wait. But remember that fugitives won't sit patiently until your schedule clears. Also remember that criminals will react in different ways. A frightened thief is likely to surrender as soon as the game is up. A brutal killer might want to see just how many he can take with him. With more dangerous criminals, it's safer to send experienced officers and even the SWAT team if you see fit. Can I wait for people to come back?
211 in progress.
A guard went out for a smoke and saw a teenager writing obscenities on the wall behind the building. I chased the brat up a tree. You can take it from here. Oh, good. Let's see if the 2 of you cannot fuck up. I want to get Stonewall back. I'll send Stonewall and Vandal to arrest this guy. I see no reason to send SWAT. I mean, the guy stole a bag, but you'll go. You'll fly halfway across the country to see a shitty movie with me. No. I'm okay, thank you. Don't waste your money. Alright, good, that was the last one of the day. I think that means that I spent my available officers wisely. Wait for these reports to come in.
211 complete.
Vandalism report. He escaped. Yeah, good. I don't doubt that. Robbery report. Offender caught. Doesn't say anything about people being, Case closed. You were able to arrest all suspects. Okay, end of day. Looks like tomorrow is going to be a long day. More like the first of a lot of long days. There's just too much going on. What does that mean for me? Alright, I want to can these 2 guys. I only have 1 shitty guy in B shift. I don't know why. Do I get to choose which shift? Is that what I'm doing? Okay, so there's a really clear difference. Okay, I see. I see now. There's a clear difference between used up and not used up on this. Day 6. According to Dr. Eleonora Waterbury, Thomas Blaine has a new form of schizophrenia. Thomas Blaine, pregnant woman killer, sent to mental hospital. Mayor Rogers not afraid of the competition. Alright, see you later, man.
Mr. Boyd, there was a man here earlier. He left you this.
A man? What man? Who let him on this floor?
I don't know. I've never seen him before. I asked him his name, but he just ignored me. He was talking on a big telephone, you know, one of those portables. He gave me this envelope and left.
Damn. Okay, let's see about this.
Oh.
The photo could have been doctored, of course. But Sand doesn't go in for cheap theatrics. Kendrick is dead. His family is dead. And they probably died slowly and painfully. But Sand's got a bigger game. He's not trying to frighten me. He's just trying to clue me in on the facts. I didn't agree to work for him on my own. So now they're just going to insist. Boyd.
Good morning, Jack. I believe you just received my message.
Who am I speaking with?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forget some people don't recognize my voice. But I assure you, Jack, if I was sitting right there in front of you, you'd have no trouble recognizing me. Like I was a member of your family. Even better than a wife, perhaps. A wife can betray you. No man is immune.
I don't talk to people who don't tell me their names.
Oh, Jack, don't be so childish. You're too old to run away from strangers. Yes, we both are. And in our old age, friendship becomes rare and all the more precious. But of course, we must work with new people and find out new names. So if you insist, Jack, let us formally meet. Hello, Jack Boyd. I'm Christopher Sand.
Wonderful, Mr. Sand. And what is it you do for a living?
Oh, you'll soon find out all about that. Well, you'll learn much more than a simple policeman could ever expect. You're a simple policeman no longer, Jack. Don't turn off your phone. You start today.
Eight in 10. It's been my go-to principle since my first day on the job. I've got to let my colleagues hush up what they need to, 2 out of 10 times, so that they'll help me with the remaining 8. 80 out of 100, 800 out of 1,000. I'm proud of those statistics. It's not so bad for Freeburg, right? But now I just officially became a mafia whore. I'm supposed to be fearing for my life, for the lives of my wife and children. But the only thing I can think, what's going to happen to 8 and 10?
Achievement unlocked. Severed leg. Ahab lost his leg, but it only made him angrier. My dog died yesterday, and I'm just terribly depressed. Can you go home? Yeah, but you're coming in tomorrow. I gotta get rid of Pierce. I gotta get rid of him. It's the 11 party, Piano Man. I'm sure one of these must be copyrighted, but oh well. Kian Yin Lin turned out to be a member of a gang known as the Red Masks. He could help you take down the gang if you make him an informant. Oh, that's the guy we arrested. Sure. There are a number of gangs in Freeburg, and that means there's bounties to collect. Some of the criminals you come across will be members of one gang or another. In exchange for immunity, they may be willing to give up their bosses. Ning He start to investigate. In this way, you can get your hooks into gang members higher and higher up the food chain. The food chain. Oh god, that was a horrible way to pronounce that wrong. And ultimately take down the boss. If you do arrest the boss, the gang will be finished and you'll get to claim the reward. There's also a reward for formally charging gang members. Whenever you arrest a gang member, you get a bonus, but your deal with that person is over. Don't settle for small fish. Use the small fish to catch big fish. I guess let's investigate Ning He. Let's see. He hid the stolen antique necklace. He's the only guy available right now. I can't send these guys. Holy cow. You can now hire one more police. Okay, so that request was approved. Who do I want to hire? Well, I don't see any reason not to hire the one with the highest professionalism, no? We're on Shift B. Let's go on Shift B. Shift B is pretty stacked, though. I can't legally fire him. Too old. I can fire him. Good. Let's hire him for Shift A to fill his spot. Let's see. Eliminate the Red Masks gang. Bao Lin gave several interviews in which she spoke about the atrocities committed by the Red Mask gang. She embellished a lot and distorted the facts. If you want to keep people from panicking, you'll need to take down the gang within the next 4 days. What? Holy shit. Jack, you swore an oath to serve the city. You can't keep your promises, we won't keep ours. I'm not gonna fire all the black cops. It seems like a horrible thing to do. I need to wait 4 more days, okay. Sugar Dream Confectionery. Attempted murder. A young employee at the factory got into a fight with a manager and is trying to push him into a vat of boiling chocolate. This game's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm liking it. Ning He is the faithful assistant of Jin Yang, a founding member of the gang. He's entrusted with the most serious jobs. Ning He keeps his more valuable prizes at home while he arranges their sale. He then brings them to the Wise Dragon restaurant the day before he's planning to make the deal. The gang must have an immediate buyer for the necklace, so Ning He brought it to the restaurant the same night it was stolen. Usually the restaurant is open around the clock, but it was closed the night before an important deal was going down. Ning He has a key to the restaurant. Valuables are kept in a safe under the bar. Alright, well I gotta hope that he investigates fast enough. You could boil chocolate when you're making it, dude. Or if you're melting it to mold. Offender caught. Officers unharmed. You've boiled chocolate for a cake. Yeah, there's instances where you gotta melt it at least. Carjacking. Parking lot attendant Dylan Burns reports seeing a teenager walking between cars, trying their handles in hopes of finding an unlocked vehicle. Before the attendant could approach him, the teenager found an unlocked door and shut himself inside. A few seconds later, the teen drove shrieking from the parking lot, getting greatly exceeding the speed limit. He fled towards the suburbs. Why is the stream flickering? Is it flickering for anyone else, or is it just Joel?
We've got a situation here.
Officers have determined the car thief's location. Overtake the offender and block the road. Overtake the criminal and attempt to take him into custody. Catch up with the stolen vehicle and open fire.
113 complete.
Offender caught. Officers unharmed. Okay, good. Okay, close that. It's not good to boil chocolate. You can temper it, but boiling. Yeah, well, I'm guessing they meant melted chocolate, not boiling chocolate. But you know, a weeping child called in, saying that someone was holding them against their will. They won't let me go outside. They torture me and bully me. I don't think I can keep going. I want to go outside and see Pete. We can take this two ways. We can take it as the kid wants to go outside and play and his parents told him no, or that could be really bad. Send two. I sent. Did I send two or send three? I don't even remember. I must have sent three.
911 in progress.
Rubinovich Casino. Rubinovich. We received a call from an angry casino patron. He claims that one of the casino girls was hanging around his table, lifted his wallet, which was carrying a couple $1,000s in cash and several credit cards. Casino security showed him outside, saying he was drunk, but the man isn't giving up so easily. I really don't want to send him. Can I fire him? Is he qualified for too old? Does good. Let's get Larry in here for shift B. Jack, we're dealing with a moron who refused to repay his debts. Says that the police will protect him. I think it's time we show him whose side the police are on. So this is the Sands. So this is these are the guys who just killed that guy and are asking for help. So I guess I'll send. That's his last day. What happens if he dies? Do we get penalized for sending too many? I don't know. I think they just get less experience. Hostage situation report. Joseph Larry's mother wouldn't let him go play until he ate his broccoli. Yeah, that's what I thought, but oh well. I'd rather be safe sending 3 than sorry not sending enough. What the fuck? I just turned on my Xbox.
911.
Don't do that. Turn off. Theft report.
In progress.
You probably heard the end of that. Offender caught, officers unharmed. I really don't need the Xbox to be on right now. You can turn off. I hope I turned it off. Assault with deadly weapons. At a parking lot exit, a security guard stopped a suspicious-looking van and asked to check the driver's membership card. The female driver reached casually into the glove compartment and pulled a gun and opened fire. Well, it's been a slow day so far. Just watching them slowly.
Got a situation
A
here.
police cruiser has caught up with the perpetrator's van. Try to run the van off the road, shoot the criminal's tires, use the bullhorn to order the van to stop. The van takes a sharp turn and crashes through the window of a sex shop. A woman exits the vehicle and grabs the shop attendant and puts the gun to his head. Shoot the criminal in the head. Let go of the man right now. Throw a rubber sex doll at the assailant. Let go of the man right now. Offender caught. Officers unharmed. Civilians. Oh, good. That turned out the best it could. Probably because I sent one fairly competent person and 2 very competent people. Homicide report. You got 3 new frames. Oh, let's check it out. Ooh. A handgun or an Uzi. They shot like a machine gun. So I'm gonna say it's probably that, no? A few muffled shots. Alright, well, this guy says a machine gun, but 2 other people say a few muffled shots. That can't be right, because it auto finished last time. Alright, I guess we're waiting for more evidence on that one. Retrieving stolen property. You got 3 new frames. Let's check these out. Alright, I think I'm still missing more. So let's wait and see on that one. I like how the song ended, it just doesn't loop. End of day? Alright. Glad we canned him. They're turning out to be really good. I mean, this guy, and this guy are below average, but not by a lot. I also hired someone who's probably pretty good. And then these guys are fucking stellar. These guys are pretty good. These guys suck, but I canned him. We'll can him soon enough. Checkpoint. Day 7. 1 week. Investigation into Francis Kendrick could resume. Racist gangs run wild in city. Second tower to be built in Freiburg. Give me 1 second here. Okay.
The people of Freiburg have built up a tolerance for the petty horrors of modern life. You'll never see crowds gathering around a beaten passerby. Folks rarely even slow to gawk at a car accident. And street theft doesn't turn heads anymore. Been a long time since people got worked up about stuff like that. So when I ran into a troubled crowd on the way to work, I knew there was something serious going on. Something bad enough to knock these people out of their daily rhythm. And we're talking about people who would step over a corpse if it was blocking the door to the coffee shop. But apparently all it takes is a bunch of leaflets, or spreading broken glass across Main Street, or releasing a couple of hundred rats in the ice arena. The mysterious figure taking responsibility for these strange acts goes by the alias Robespierre. Nobody knows who he is, what he wants, or what all this adds up to, from the buckets of lard spread on the sidewalk to the front door of City Hall covered with ostrich feathers. But this strange cross between childhood pranks and cheap theatrics has got the people all worked up. Everyone understands when some Freiburg crook satisfies the basic human need to rob and kill. But when someone steals a lion from the local zoo and locks him in a cell below the courthouse, the people start asking questions. Myself, I kinda like this Robespierre. It's not just the pranks he's pulling or his green bull's head emblem. I just like his funny nickname, Robespierre? Really? Who does that make me? The Marquis de Lantenac? I don't think so. In the old books about revolutions, I fancy myself the old gunner who goes off to war with a bag of damp powder. Or maybe the innkeeper who tops up the beer kegs with mop water. It's something to think about.
Martin Set is your new deputy. What does that mean? Imawata didn't come to work today. Did he ask? He's not even on this list. He must be from the night shift B. New records can be obtained as a gift or a thank you from your service, but why wait when you can refill your collection now? The Ulrich list catalog, you can always find a rich assortment at the lowest prices possible. Pre-order and save. Clarinet Sugar. This train. Page blues. Snag it. Chimin. Wow, they're all really expensive. Late hour. I usually don't beat my kids, but if my daughter broke this record, she'd be in the hospital. Wow. Wow. I want to get this as train. That's it. You're back. What's going on, Owl? What's going on in memes? Hey, Link. How you doing, man? The Mafia can offer you some very interesting services. You're practically a member of the family now, so it will hardly cost you a thing. Affairs. The Sands. Crime Trap. The Mafia will falsify a special crime in the progress report, and all the officers who arrive at the scene will be killed, up to 3. Investigation Trap. The Mafia will falsify a special investigation, and the detective who arrives at the scene will be killed, only 1. Threaten. The Mafia will intimidate members of the committee before a hearing at the prosecutor's office. Well, they were fairly expensive records. Let's not be didn't come to work and he's too old. Ah, but he's got a good record though. He just decided not to come in. It happens again. Your new assistant is no Kendrick, but he's not as useless as he might seem. He can handle some of your duties when you're pressed for time, but lunch is on you, along with any other expensive. He shatters the record over her head. Deputy, let's see. Police Academy. Send your staff for training. Hire a snitch. Plain employee. An employee to gather important information for you. Barbecue. Sends employees to an informal outdoor party. By names, by silence. Oh shit, I can send people to Police Academy. Just one? Alright. Tuskabuki. Bigfoot Athletic Shoes Shop. Theft. A store clerk reports that 2 teenagers found the most expensive sneakers on display, tried them on, and then, without paying, ran out of the shop wearing the new shoes. Huh. I seem to have disconnected from chat. I'm assuming I'm still streaming? It also seemed like I have to sneeze. Hang on.
410A in progress. Looks like we have a situation here.
Excuse me. Yeah, okay, I'm still streaming. And, okay, I rejoined chat. Chat died, but stream is fine. You're still with us, okay. Oh, so everyone got kicked out of chat, okay. Cool, well, I'm back now. Teens are standing around smoking not far from the store, admiring their new shoes. Try and grab one of the boys. Time to return those shoes. Hey, mind if I have a cigarette? Offenders caught. Officers unharmed. Good. Welcome to Police Academy. Time to sit in the chair. Oh, sit in the timeout chair for a couple days. Yeah, basically. Attempted murder in the suburb. A man returned from work earlier than usual and found his young wife in bed with her lover. The maid called the police. What? Oh, when she saw the husband taking a hunting rifle from the wall cabinet. Hunting rifle sounds like we gotta send in a few guys to, I don't know if the order matters. Today in Freeburg, we're hosting the premiere of Back to the Future. The film's distributors have asked the city for an officer to stand at the door and assure visitors don't bring their handheld cameras. Come on, you can do this. Offender caught. Unharmed. Unharmed. Good. Good job, guys. I got Back to the Future. It's sitting on my shelf right over a couple of feet to my right. Freeburg Elementary School. Send to you. A young father, deprived of his parental rights, tried to pick up his daughter from school. When he wasn't allowed access, he attacked the teacher, knocking her to the ground, and started kicking her. I don't see why anyone would pirate that. I mean, oh, back then maybe. Nowadays it's like, I think I bought my copy for like $10, and it was the trilogy for $10. Mr. Boyd, I have a very sensitive issue with our mutual friend Charles Dillay. Oh, our mutual friend. Let me start over. Mr. Boyd, I have a very sensitive issue, which one of our friends, Charles Dillay, said you could help me with. As you may already know, I own the largest music store in Freeburg. Recently, my ex-wife got half my record collection in a lawsuit. There's a lot of rare records. My ex is very afraid of the police and always tries to act like a law-abiding citizen. If some of your guys went over there in uniform and told her those records were evidence in an important investigation, she'd just smile and give them whatever they asked for and not check the warrant. Really? Am I going to steal this person's records? Go ahead, guys. Go steal the records. Did I not hit okay? Do I need to send 3? I need to send 3. God. Jack, we have something going down today at engineering plant at 2209. We wouldn't want any policemen crashing the party. I think 4K should be enough. 2209. What do you guys think? Guard says that someone got into the exhibition hall, scrawled pictures of penises on the artwork, and hid in the closet, so he's still in the closet. Yeah, I was thinking, you know, who would bother to pirate it, but it's also way back then, so it's not new, and there's no DVDs, so... Offenders caught, officers unharmed, civilians unharmed for the assault. We helped Ulrich... Is that Bieber? Thanks to us, he gave us Gennaro Crespo album, The Master. True. Teskabuki prefers glam. So she was really sad that it was at the bar by the time she... What? Oh, she was really sad and at the bar by the time the shift ended. So she left. She's got training tomorrow. Thanks for your help. What was an extra 3K for us? I don't know what that last sentence was. I couldn't read it. Disorderly conduct. All lights are on when the policemen arrive. The museum caretaker explains that he only had the job a couple of weeks, and he's worried he's going to be fired over this foolishness. The police calm him down, and he points out the bathroom stall that the artist has locked himself inside. Come out with your hands up. A terrified and tearful young man holding a knife insists that he's engaged in some kind of performance art, and that no one understands him. He refuses to surrender, and is threatening to stab yourself. Don't worry, you're not in trouble, you just want to talk. Tell me more about your work. Try and grab the knife.
210, complete.
Okay, good. I'm glad he was able to take care of him. What was it, 2209, was it? I think they tell you when it comes up. And I don't know if this is scripted or not, to be honest with you. I think there's a high level of random things, like the stuff that happens out there. But I think like the big main story things, like the detective work and all that, is scripted.
911 in progress.
Engineering point. So that's the one that they wanted. He spotted 2 offenders stealing aluminum from a factory. Alright, I'm not going to respond to it. Let's see what happens. $3 days, okay.
911.
Theft report. Offender escaped. Thank you for doing as you asked. Here's the amount we agreed on. From City Hall. Jack, you must have seen the newspaper stories about Thomas Blaine, the retired cop who went schizophrenic and shot a pregnant woman. To ensure this tragedy doesn't repeat itself, we decided to conduct psychological testing for all the cops over 50 years of age. That includes you, Jack. Tomorrow morning, Dr. Eleanor Waterbury was waiting for you in her office. Don't be late. I never know what to do here. Oh, I can tell people to stay home, can't I? Well, apparently no one from that shift, but... Order to work tomorrow. Oh, I can make them work tomorrow. 2209. Yeah, it already passed. Thank you, though. Mysterious Robespierre... Rob Espire announces political ambitions. City Treasury doles out $90,000 for mayor's birthday. 6 new restaurants to appear in city by year's end. Mr. Boyd, this is a very simple test. I'll show you a card with an abstract image. Just look at them and tell me what you see. A man taking a handful of tablets to the barn. 2 natives beating a drum. Flying severed head. I now see the tablets to the barn, but what I originally saw was this black thing looked like a bird's beak and its head and its neck. But that's not an option. So I guess flying severed heads. A man going into his house, a butterfly, a man with a clock for a face, a man going into his house, a woman decorating a Christmas tree, a dancing girl, a blue alien raping a pig. There's no blue! A woman decorating a Christmas tree. A man giving a woman a Christmas ornament, a tower on a hill, a baby with spider legs. Woman dropping the Christmas ornament in an automobile accident. A tree growing human legs. Pieces of Christmas ornament all over the floor. An ice cream cone. Marching hammers. It actually kind of looks like a leaf. To me. Two bears high five. Wrong game, man. Wrong game. A man yelling at a woman. A chess rook. A man with the head of a rhinoceros. The woman slapping the man. An overturned truck. A huge hedgehog eating people instead of apples. It looks like a snake trying to climb a weird rock with a hat or an afro or something. The man pushes the woman. A key on a chain and an octopus playing the piano. A wind falling over on the Christmas tree. A pile of autumn leaves. A woman in a warm skin coat. Thank you for your time, Mr. Boyd. I will inform you about the test results in the coming days. No black employees at City Hall. Mayor says accident. No, they fired them all. I didn't. Shea Broom re-elected as Freeburg General Attorney. Major businessmen ready to invest in the future of the city. You're supposed to only answer the top? Probably, but the answers I wanted to put weren't even there. My kid's been causing trouble again, and they've called me into the school. Can you give me time to deal with this? Yes, but come in tomorrow. You're my second best officer, but to be honest, this day is pretty stacked, except for this guy. Oh, I still haven't found a way to fire yet. Oh, I can hit out a stripe. Good job, dude. Alright, listen to Train yesterday. Lemon Party, Piano Man. No, one more. This is new. Billabong. Before... Oh, shit. What did that say? Fuck. Mr. Boyd, your psyche is in good shape. My only concern is your stress level. My research shows that Beethoven's music soothes and relaxes the nervous system. I recommend you invest in a bit of good old Ludwig van. It will help with any violent urges you might be feeling. How do I silence this? Give me 1 second. I don't know how to silence it, so where's Skype? Quit Skype. Goodbye, Skype. No. Thank you. City Hall. Tomorrow is the deadline. Oh god. Give me 2 minutes. I want to go grab some water. What are you going to find on my desktop? There's nothing on my desktop to look at. I'm going to grab some water. Let me pull up some music real quick. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Alright, see you later, BK. Let's go see Social Party. Turn off the sound completely. You know what's weird? Usually, when I'm streaming, it doesn't make a sound, even if someone messages me. But yesterday and today, it's been, like, ringing off the charts. So, I don't know. There's something weird with Skype. It does the same thing on my phone. Sometimes it, makes noise, and sometimes it doesn't make any noise. And it annoys the hell out of me. Feminist protest, Desire Park. About 50 women are gathered in the park chanting, "Let us be successful." You have to send 4 officers and SWAT. Oh my god. Jack, we have a problem. The chief prosecutor of Freiburg is a woman, and it seems that she's on the side of the feminists. You might be walking into some serious legal problems. We better play it safe and fake some evidence to shield you from any possible prosecution. Evidence against Richard Van Dahl. We'll forge a recording of a telephone conversation in which one of your officers says he hates women, and he couldn't wait to turn their faces into bloody messes. We'll forge a letter in which the mafia says feminist organization is getting in the way of their business and demands you suppress the protest by force, or I can refuse. Can you be on the SWAT team? Sure. I don't know if they're going there to protect or to antagonize, but God, I don't like any of these options. A dissatisfied client entered some offices with a pistol, took several employees hostage, and demanded a meeting with the firm's partners. These shyster Jews just took me for a ride. They sucked up all my money, and my son still went to jail. So I don't have SWAT to send. I have played Prison Architect. It's been a real long time. I played it when it first hit, what do you call it? Public beta, I think. Suppress the protest by force. I don't know what that's gonna do. Sorry, I have a granola bar I'm eating.
710.
Offender caught. Officers unharmed. Civilians unharmed. Good job, guys. Jack, we have something going down today at the casino at 12:40. 8K. The Last Picture Show Theater. A young woman set fire to the movie theater during a show and fled.
in progress.
Two at the casino called the police after a man entered the place carrying a grenade, threw a duffel bag on the floor, and demanded that it be filled with money. Investigation has started. Sorry, I'm sure you heard wonderful weather noises. The incident occurred during the screening of the Jack Jarmusch film Stranger Than Paradise. The screen is ruined, and the members of the audience suffered minor injuries in the panic. But fortunately, no one was seriously hurt. Oh, the testimonials, hang on. Jerry Cottle, usher. I remember a girl with bright red hair. I sold her a ticket after the show started, although I usually don't do that. But she was really nice. I noticed the bottle in her hand, but I thought it was soda. I wouldn't think such a pretty young lady would come to the movies with anything hard. I sat in the last row. A few minutes after the film started, I heard someone enter the room and slam the door. I was going to say something because I didn't like it when someone distracts me from Jarmusch's vision. Then I saw a flash of fire and a flaming bottle flew straight towards the screen. Theater visitor. When the screen caught on fire, I thought it must be part of the show. You know what I heard? That Jim Jarmusch guy is from a nut house. Theater visitor. When the fire started, I immediately started looking around for a way out, and that's when I spotted her, the red-haired fool. She ran away quick. There wasn't time to do anything. Hmm. Thanks for doing as we asked. Here's the amount we agreed on, 8K. Robbery. Offender escaped. Civilian killed. Oh, fuck. Mr. Boyd, today we're installing a new slot machine called Super Magdalene 3. The last time we put in a new one of the bigger kids almost broke it the first day. It'd be great if you can send us a couple of your men to keep the kids under control. What's going on, Anonymous? Suspicious individual, St. John's Hospital. A pregnant girl called in a report on a suspicious gynecologist who she met in reception. The doctor was behaving very strangely and attempted to persuade the girl to have an abortion, although she was already 5 months pregnant. Through streaming tears, she explained, the doctor said that for only $10,000 he would save me from the parasite inside my body. Everything went great, boss. In fact, it's been a while since we had that much fun. We beat the hell out of them playing Hellfighter. Look at this guy. I'm sure he had fun playing Hellfighter. Birch did nothing. Thanks for the help, Mr. Boyd. This game is deep sometimes. Yeah, it can be.
210 in progress.
Disorderly conduct in the ghetto. Housewife Takara Montez often complains to the police about her neighbors. They're constantly making a racket and often get into fights, always refusing to discuss things with their neighbors. She called the police again today after hearing loud bangs in the apartment along with screams. According to her, about 6 or 7 people live there.
Looks like we have a situation.
The doctor spots the police, grabs a scalpel, and boldly shouts, "Come on, I'll release your souls from this filthy world." Hit him with a taser.
1210 complete.
Officer caught. Officer unharmed. Yeah. Offender caught. Officers unharmed. from the mayor himself. Jack, you swore an oath to serve the city. If you can't keep your promises, we won't keep ours. What was I supposed to do? Beat the feminists down? You had to go bowling. Hey, cousin. Jack, we're about to bring in a large shipment of alcohol, but we've heard that our new partners like to play rough. We can use a couple of guys as insurance. Situation's more serious than we thought. Requesting reinforcements. Oh god, that's all I have. Oh, now I can send people.
11 in progress.
True Color Hotel. A call came in from a hotel occupant who was concerned about the cries of a woman in the adjoining room. Sounds to me like someone's being raped, said the frightened elderly woman. Arson report. Zoe Nosek, a student. About a month ago, she unsuccessfully applied for an usher job at the Last Picture Show theater. I have no one to send, so I gotta wait till these guys come back. Offender caught, officers unharmed. Okay, good.
Officer on scene. Looks like we have a situation here.
The door to one of the rooms on the second floor is standing ajar, and through it can be seen a large man holding a crying girl by the neck. He's striking her in the face and shouting, "Shut up, you whore. I paid you. Now keep quiet." Let the woman go. You're dead. Strike the man in the knees. Point a gun at the man. The girl managed to escape, but her pimp leaps for the man, and another fight breaks out. Use the pepper spray. Try to separate them. Let them fight. Pepper spray. The man shoves the pimp away and suddenly jumps out the window. Shoot the fleeing man in the back. Run down the stairs. Jump after in pursuit.
611 complete.
Offender caught. Officers unharmed. Okay, good. You gotta send Stonewall and someone else to get... Oh, no. Hey. What's that? Thanks, Ben Sites. Thanks for following, dude. A little hard to see that, actually. I should move it. There, hopefully that's better. End the day. Boss, I quit. I just want to spend more time with my family. No, you're my best person. Don't quit on me. Day 10. Representative of Orthodox Church may appear in Freiburg. Local resident denounces mayor for theft of antique necklaces. City employment rate drops below 1%. Or is that unemployment rate? Get some chopping going. Oh, a classic. Please be advised that we are unhappy with the efficiency of Freeburg PD. We're cutting the department budget. Don't do that. You lose one job slot. Removing an occupied slot will automatically fire an employee. Oops. Oh no, what happened to him? A few months ago, an unregistered feminist organization appeared in Freeburg. Today, they're holding their first protest. As far as we know, the organization is backed by foreign sponsors, and the goal is to get the people into employment. Oh. Protests may escalate into something more serious. You need to show them who's in charge. Use batons and tear gas, even firearms in this area. See, that's what I missed. I exited that by mistake earlier. Shit. Where's the lead?
410A in progress.
Nanami Cochlei is today a hero, having pulled a drowning Senator Wallace Green from the river. The municipality, on the senator's recommendation, has decided to reward this outstanding officer. The ceremony is scheduled for July 27th. And the event will open to the press as well as Mr. Green's family, who wish to personally thank the police. Make sure nothing unusual happens to this officer, so she will be able to attend the ceremony and receive her medal without complications. Is that Kochki? He's sworn officer of the city. You can't keep your promise, you won't keep hours. Yep. Able to brilliantly pass all the exams. They've earned a boost. Oh, good. Sometimes your officers will arrest only one or two criminals, but when you're taking down a whole group, it's best to bring along a paddy wagon. A true professional staff can cope without the need for special transport, but most officers prefer a paddy wagon when the situation calls for it. Too bad the department doesn't have the money for one. An ice cream van struck a schoolboy. The ambulance arrived quickly, but the boy was declared dead on the scene. The nearby residents are enraged and demand justice for the driver in the van. He's currently holed up inside the ambulance while paramedics try to reason with the crowd. The situation is quickly spiraling out of control. What is she doing that she can't? She's still investigating the arson? From Mr. Sand. Jack, I've got some gangsters hit. Oh, some black gangsters hit one of our shops. It's too much to us to deal with. Can you help out? Seriously, more serious than we thought. Requesting reinforcements. Great. I don't know why they only let me have one slot to begin with, but okay. Was there an option for SWAT? I should have checked. $18.30. 6K. An elderly man called the police station, reporting that a terrible screams have been coming from the sawmill for over an hour. The hell's going on? What's the guy got to do in this little, to get a little sleep around here? You better go check it out. Offender caught, officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. There was like more than half our team there. Mr. Boyd, I manage a large fleet of vehicles and wanted to organize a workshop for my new drivers. They have to learn how to behave on the road, so your patrolmen will never need to look twice at our cars. Please send 3 of your best officers. They'll ride all day with my people and explain the intricacies of traffic flow and police monitoring. I've heard about the problems your department faces, particularly your obsolete fleet of police vehicles. So in return, I'd be happy to donate my paddy wagon. Okay, good. Did I see it? No. He refused my offer. Where the hell is that sawmill? Oh.
Looks like we have a situation.
9-foot. The sawmill is surrounded by 9-foot fence, and the gates are locked from the inside. Shouts to be heard within. A man is threatening a young boy with a circular saw. The man is screaming hysterically. Take aim at the criminal and shoot to kill. Pounce on the criminal, raise a gun at the man, order him to release the boy. Offender caught, officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. Good.
910B in progress.
Send those guys. Drugstore. An emergency call was received from an all-night drugstore, and the addict is attempting to gain unlawful entry. He violently threatened a female pharmacist, demanding she open fire on the cabinets. Oh shit, I sent her. I didn't want to send her.
in progress. 910B complete.
Robbery. Offender caught, officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. Chief, we rode along and went over the basics with their empty-headed drivers. We're done for the day. Meanwhile, Mr. Sand dropped off a brand new paddy wagon. It's a nice piece of equipment. Too good for the idiots we'll be packing inside. Cool. She's still not there. During a sentencing, a serial killer by the name of Albert Ramez seized the gun from the holster of the court bailiff, and after shooting several witnesses, barricaded himself inside the courtroom. A young stenographer has been taken hostage. I can't not. Emergency medical services arrived on call for a man complaining of chest pains. While they were treating him, the man suddenly attacked one of the EMTs, shouting wildly about global pharmaceutical conspiracy. The other personnel managed to escape and called the police. Isn't she from the other shift? Who? The person to arrest? Maybe. Shit, I got no one else to send. Yeah, the investigator may be from the other shift, which is why I can't use her right now. We'll have to see in a minute or two.
Looks like we have a situation.
The door to the apartment is locked from the inside. An unintelligible scream can be heard from within. The victim is bound and laying on the floor. The assailant is sitting on top of him, waving a syringe filled with an unknown substance. A bottle of bleach is on the floor nearby. Drop the syringe now. Sir, we are on your side. Tell us about the conspiracy. Pointing at the man, order him to lie face down on the floor. The man jumps up and grabs some papers from the table. Everything is written down right here. All the evidence you'll need. They created these medications to control our minds. Quit ranting and release the doctor immediately. Well, the Freiburg police will begin an investigation right away. Let's talk down at the station. Strike the man with a nightstick.
412.
Offender caught. Officers unharmed. Civilians unharmed. Good. Holy shit. Hang on. Jack, we don't know what you did, but we hope you had a good reason. Don't forget who your friends are. We don't want any more troubles. Which means the homicide went. Officers dead. Civilians killed. Oh shit. Austin and Crosby bit the dust. Oh, that's not good. Homicide report. No new frames were found. Great. No new frames were found for that either. Fuck, man, that sucks. Guess I can't replace them till tomorrow. Each of your employees receives a weekly salary, the ones who are still alive anyway. But if you bury the paperwork, you can pull in some money from deceased officers' salaries. So long as they're alive and healthy on papers, City Hall will keep printing perfectly healthy paychecks. I'm not going to make money off of dead officers, God. Day 11. Small drug dealers invade Freiburg. All City Hall employees awarded company cars for personal use. Freiburg to host the semifinals of Youth Hockey League. Didn't come to work today. Why? You drank too much. Don't think you can hold it together today. Can you go home? Yeah. Hey, Jack Demps, man. Thanks for the follow, dude. Do some more train. Please be advised that we are unhappy with the efficiency of the Freiburg PD. We're cutting the department budget. No, don't do that. Oh god, I'm so understaffed right now. Hire for shift A. Hire for shift A. Is she here today? Bill Buckler reports that two unidentified men snuck onto his farm and set fire to the barn. As the call came in, the two criminals were attempting to gain entry into the house. But it's not even like that much into it. I only have one guy left today. Or right now. Can't get a raise. Great. Offender caught. Good. Good. There are no signs of criminals near the house. The front door has been broken down, and shadows lurk inside. Go to the back door. Come out with your hands up.
911
Officer caught. Officers unharmed. Offender caught. Officers unharmed. I keep saying officers caught. I hope someone gets back in time for me to do this. I think so. A drug addict attempted to hide an expensive bottle of liquor under his jacket. When he was caught, he attempted to throw a fit. Or he began to throw a fit. One of our new guys tried to rape an accountant. We locked him in a hotel room, but he's threatening to hand the whole organization over to police. I think it's time he talks to a police officer face to face. Oh shit, I hit refuse. Fuck, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I'm investigating him already. Jack, there's something going down today at City Center at 8:39. Wouldn't want any place to crash. I think 1K should be enough. Offender caught, officers unharmed. Assault with a deadly weapon. A woman reports that she saw a skinhead attacking a dark-skinned valet, striking him around the legs, yelling, "I'll beat you till you're dead, freak. No shit, I'm gonna do it." She believes she saw a pistol sticking out of the skinhead's belt. More serious than we thought. Requesting reinforcements. Oh god. A man in an expensive suit is lying in the street. It seems he's been shot, but no one saw him. Shot where it came from. The man's still alive. Ambulance is on the way. Hang on a second. I don't know if this is the one I'm not supposed to do. And send one guy? I can't do that. I can't send one guy. Shit. I'm gonna send one guy to a 4-person call. Offender caught. Officers unharmed. Civilians unharmed. Good.
910 in progress.
8-year-old Kevin is at home, hiding under the bed. Unknown persons are gathered outside his apartment door. Have I seen Star Citizen? The game? Some people have showed me some clips from it. Right? That's a game?
Officer on scene.
The man was just being placed on a stretcher when another shot rings out. This time the shooter finishes the job. His firing position could not be determined, but the shots are clearly coming from a skyscraper. Carefully observe the area. Offender caught, police unharmed, civilian unharmed. Oh, good job, dude. Yeah, it's a game. Is that a Home Alone reference? What? I didn't make one, did the game? More serious than we thought. Requesting reinforcement. Oh, 8-year-old Kevin? It might have been.
910A complete.
Offender caught, officers unharmed. Don't know why he did it, but we hope he had a good reason. Don't forget who your friends are. We don't want any more trouble. The mafia is getting angry. I'm not letting them do things.
In my new role as corrupt official, I had to give up some of my favorite habits. I couldn't turn off my phone when my head ached. Couldn't sleep till noon on Saturday and let the rest of HQ take up the slack. No more days off to go fishing. But my weekly visit to the old colony club was more like tradition. One night a week, I absorbed cigar smoke, the vague smell of alcohol, the stench of urine, all mixed with toxic levels of old drunken belches. Same picture it was 30 years ago. Tradition's gotta be honored. And to stay faithful to the tradition, you've got to respect the standard rituals. When you're about to roll out of the club, you need to take a deep breath and count to 100. If your stomach doesn't do a backflip, you should be good to make it home. This time I only got up to 60. I was interrupted.
Why? You look even better than you do on TV.
There's nothing more impolite than approaching people in the alley at the old colony. This is the most private place in the city. All who enter here dirty their shoes with the most elite stream of vomit in Freeburg. This asphalt has been blessed by judges, lawyers, artists, businessmen, and all our politicians. Takes a lot of balls to crash the party. My head was a drunken haze, but I knew who he was. A cartoon gangster suit straight out of Dick Tracy. Fancy voice, fruit cologne, sassy strut. That's how the newspapers described Vikas Varga, rising star in Freeburg's criminal underworld. He appeared out of nowhere, and with the support of the local punks, Varga broke all the old rules of organized crime. He killed those who could not be killed, traded what could not be traded, and robbed those who could not be robbed. In just a single month, this man had gathered an incredible amount of power. He's been called everything from a clown to a madman to a criminal genius, and more often than not, he's called a low-class upstart short on ideas. But if Vargas was one of the old crime bosses, he'd have been cut into pieces and fed to the river. Look past this guy's arrogance, and there's something about him. The city is still deciding what to do with him. Meanwhile, he's burning down the houses of old city mobsters. Not the best time to talk, Mr. Varga.
Well, you know my name. I'm flattered, although not very surprised, to be honest. I might be a little short on manners. Like they say in your fair city, with the right manners, you can go anywhere. Well, I don't want to go anywhere. I want to stay right here.
Even the criminal world needs manners, Mr. Varga. And one of them is this. Don't interfere with a drunken cop who's trying to take a shit and puke at the same time.
Oh, you exaggerate. But is Freeburg always so gentle with its officers? You've been a bit roughed up lately.
I see you already know Freeburg quite well, Mr. Varga.
Well, I love to learn and look around. But I do know that the inhabitants of this fair city should be friends, Jack. Maybe it's true I don't have the best manners. After all, it's only polite for friends to share their phone numbers. This city of yours moves so fast. I feel like I'm hooked on amphetamines all over again. You wake up in the morning full of ideas, and by nightfall, you've all had each other killed. So don't wait too long to call. I don't mind if you're drunk. It's all the more fun. I'll be stoned myself, most likely. Hell, I'm a little stoned right now. It's the only way to live in this place. I like your city, Jack. I'm here to stay.
If it weren't for the phone number written on my arm, I probably wouldn't have remembered the conversation in the morning. But there was no reason to worry. I'd be getting a reminder soon.
Greek priest to be appointed head of Freiburg Orthodox Church. Orthodox priests bribe mayor. Students volunteer to help farmers.
My morning ritual was plagued by the smell of Vickers Varga's fruity cologne. It was like the sharp citrus scent was chasing me around the house, as if Vickers was right there in my living room. When I finally realized the smell was coming from a big basket of oranges, it didn't put me any more at ease. I'd opened my door to lots of threatening mail, evidence of criminal wrongdoing, even a dead ferret or two. But fruit? Never. You the fruit guy?
Excuse me?
Was it you that brought the basket of oranges?
Nah, it was here when I arrived.
Fine. So who are you?
Today, I'm your driver.
And where are we driving?
To work.
That's it?
Yeah, we have to make an important stop along the way.
Where?
The ranch.
What ranch?
Just the ranch.
Fine.
Fine.
The morning seemed surreal, and I took in the magic. Why wreck it with meaningless chatter? As my tight-lipped chauffeur drove an hour through God knows where, I started to feel like I was in the middle of a bad dream, probably lying bloody and concussed in the alley behind the old Colony Club, my nose buried in a rotten orange peel. But no, this was no dream. The silence was real. The sound of the engine was real. The dust was real enough, too. And there was the ranch over the horizon. It all seemed familiar. The Sand family's overbearing mansion has been the talk of the headlines for decades, but few have managed to get closer than a few miles. I guess I'm just lucky. I didn't know you took private meetings, Mr. Sand.
Only if I expect good company.
I'm surprised my company ranks at all.
Today, yes. Today is a special day.
So it seems.
Do you often go to the old Colony Club, Jack?
Every week.
Meet any interesting people there?
As a rule, no.
Sometimes you make a date, right? Sometimes make new friends.
Sometimes, I guess. But that's not why I go.
And why?
I consider it a hobby.
A hobby. Do you know anything about my hobbies?
Well, judging by the half-dozen animal skins I stepped on walking over here, it's not much of a reach to say you like hunting.
Love it. Well, I say that now. It seemed so tedious when I was a child. Took ever so long. But now I'm older. I've developed a new talent.
What talent is that?
Patience. The will to wait for the right moment. Let's say you want a deer. You know, you deserve it. You've even decided what dishes its meat will go to and where you'll mount its horns. But to get that deer, you've got to wait. To sit in the bushes and stay nice and quiet. Professional hunters will tell you that the hunt is a rare craft. There are many rules. It's shrouded in mystery and ancient skill. Well, that's all complete nonsense. To get a deer, you just sit on the sidelines for a long enough time, pinpoint the moment when it's finally time to shoot. I learned the talent, Jack. But not like you, oh, Jack. You truly are the master.
I don't understand.
Oh, come on, Jack. I know about the $500,000. I know your plan. Kendrick told me everything. Needless to say, I'm impressed. While some people learn to hold their breath for minutes on end and not to rustle the leaves too loudly, why you decided to just become the foliage. You turned yourself into a bush, surrounded by deer who've been so fruitfully multiplying for decades. But all this time you've held your rifle at the ready. Forgive an old man his imagery, Jack. I've the heart of a poet, I confess.
Look, I don't know what was said between you and Kendrick, but it sounds like you got it wrong.
Oh, I think I understand everything just fine. And I think we understand each other quite well. Jack, in the coming war, we'll make excellent partners.
What war?
One war falls upon every generation. My grandfather drove out the Ambersons back when he was 27. My father destroyed that psychopath gangster Maurice Bell when he was a sprightly 30. At 69, I'd begun to think my war had passed me over. But my time has come at last. Tomorrow Vicus Varga declares war, and I'm obliged to answer.
So, we're talking about Varga now?
I don't know how he thinks. I don't even know whether he plans his actions or not. I can't divine his purpose. Hell, I don't even know where he comes from. He's a man not of our breed, wouldn't you say? But when he arrived here, I invited him in, told him we could work together. An official invitation penned in my own hand and written on some very expensive paper. And can you imagine his reply? A fruit basket. What sense can be made of such a message?
I guess it means whatever you want it to.
Precisely.
I'm late for work, Mr. Sand.
You know, Jack, I could just give you $500,000 right now, cash, whatever denominations you like. But I would never insult you so. If I went stalking my prey for so many years, I wouldn't want someone else to shoot it for me. I understand you, Jack, and I'll never ask you for anything that's contrary to your nature. Just think about our conversation. Think about it, and call me.
Like I said, it's a whole new life, and I've had to give up some old habits. One of them, keeping away from things that don't concern me. Now I can't afford the luxury. This spotlight I'm under, concerns is all I got.
What do you guys think? I'm thinking sand, personally. Yeah, I'm not even gonna wait for you guys, sorry.
Tell him it's Boyd.
My father's funeral's today. Can you relieve me so I can go to the burial? Yeah. There's a new movie opening up today starring my favorite actor. Oh. Vargas is just a wannabe. I'm gonna finish out today and then probably call it for right now. I'm just about to cross 3 hours in a minute or two, and then maybe I'll come back later tonight and maybe I'll play more. I don't know, I haven't decided yet, but I think for right now I'm gonna wrap up after this day. So let's get started. Salary. Here's your weekly salary. City Hall hopes we don't disappoint. Take care of the hero. Tomorrow's gonna be the day. Don't let anything happen until then. So she can't be dead. Leaving work, Jack caught sight of a scarecrow with a dagger through its eye. The handle is engraved with the letter S. Can't hire anyone right now. Do I pay with my personal money for them? Yeah, I pay out of my personal money to send them for training. King's Lewis nightclub, massive fight. You received a call from the club manager who said that a brawl broke out in the main hall involving over 20 men. Security are keeping back because some of the combatants are carrying knives. Several wounded are already lying on the dance floor, but no one knows why the mayhem broke out. More seriously than I thought. Requesting reinforcements. God. Assault, suburb. Two teens walking their dog got into an argument, and eventually one of them unleashed the dog on the other. The police were called by a girl who was riding her bike nearby. Hopefully nothing else happens until this gets resolved. Offender caught. Officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. Good. A boy is struggling on the ground, barely holding off an angry dog that is trying to grab him by the throat. Fire shots pull the dog, hit the dog with a taser. The dog lets the boy escape, and its owner starts to flee. Or does he just run after him? Offender caught. Officers unharmed. Parishioner Maria Serpentine called the sounds of gunshots inside the church. A bearded man with a hat entered the confessional. A minute later, I heard a few gunshots. Then the man calmly left the booth, took off his hat, and crossed himself, and sat down at the pew. I think he's praying. I should have people back in time to answer that. Cool. St. John's Hospital. Linda Howard, her words slurred, said the dentist paralyzed her face during the last visit. The monster struck me with some kind of poison. Arrest him. Crazy, drugged up woman. Offender caught, officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. Loot found, non-automatic weapon. Bring it to the police station or ask the mafia to sell it. They can sell it for some extra cash, why not? Attempted murder. The girl was injected with normal painkillers. Christopher G. Stan's Ice Arena, terrorism. An ice cream vendor noticed a suspicious black bag, which has been lying unsupervised on the bench for the past few hours. I don't know who was asking before if these are scripted or random, but they may be scripted. Because I remember KY doing a lot of these yesterday. Thankfully, I didn't watch a whole ton of it, so. Oh. Is there this thing moving inside the bag? Open the bag. Offender escaped. Officers unharmed. Civilians unharmed. Yeah, but they still lost the guy. Got one new picture. The difference between these two is that person, and they closed the shop for the night, so it can't be that one. Don't I mean Hootie? I do mean Hootie. Oops. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you were there. You think some are scripted? Yeah, I think a lot of the like side stuff that doesn't really matter is not scripted, but I think some specific things are. Homicide report. Detective died during the investigation. What the fuck happened to him? What the fuck happened to my detective? No, he's dead. I don't want to make money off of him. Day 13. Alright. Like I said before, I'm gonna call that a day. Thank you all. He got detected, dude. It's a horrible joke. Thank you all for coming to watch for a while. If you're not already following, feel free. But I think I'll probably do some later tonight. I don't know yet, but we'll see. You don't have to thank me for the stream. Thanks for coming, dudes. I'll catch y'all later. Good night or goodbye. Ooh, goodbye. It's not good night.